Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrew, and I don't want to work anymore. And we are trading the Nasdaq. I am late to the party here. Let's get started. We have opening candle here coming in just 10 seconds. So let's get set up. Slept in today. Did not go to the gym, and here we are. Walked my dog instead, and I'm sure he's pretty happy about that. So we got our opening price. We're going to mark that right here. We're going to make that pink. And now we got time. So we trade the first presented fair value gap strategy here on ICT. Well, it's a concept anyway, and I turned it into my own strategy. And where's my spreadsheet? So here's all the trades. We have a total of 181 trades over 63 days, and we have 115 wins, 66 losses, 63.5% win-loss ratio. Total points is 5,584. Average points per day is 88.6, and average RR on the winning trades is 4.5. So also here's the spreadsheet with all the trades since November 11th. I do have a gap of missing data just because that's just the way TradingView works. And anyway, we're allowed to take 4 trades between 9:30 and 11. You're allowed 2 losses, and that's it. And we stack our orders. So let's keep an eye on what's going on here. This doesn't look right. This needs to be a 1-minute chart. Here we go. That looks better. This is my 5-minute. Opening price is a little bit higher. That looks good. I have a bullish bias today. Looking for we have this massive price range on the fib. That brings us up to about 19,933. And I'm going to remove that. And also on the weekly chart, let's look at the weekly. Let's get rid of this fib. We have this price here on this candle. The low is 19,603. I believe we need to move up and overlap that guy. And we also have, this is the weekly opening price, and we also have, last week's closing price. And then we also have yesterday's closing price here at 19,423. So we got this range getting filled. And we have a gap developing already. We'll get ready to go long. Come on. I don't like that. Let's see here. 352. $48. Should be about good there. I don't like when I see 2 different color. Okay, no gap. We're going to cancel that guy. I'm not crazy about when I see on the fair value gaps when one candle is a different color, or two, or if they're not all the same color, whether they're bullish or bearish, kind of freaks me out, to be honest. So like I said, I'm looking for longs today, but that usually gets me in trouble, and I just need to trade the first gap, but we have a nice fair value gap here. Something like that. And we also have these kind of, they're not that great as relatively equal lows, but this one is right in the middle. Ugh. We might want to sweep liquidity here first. I'm going to remove these. I do like this weekly price. I'd like to keep it up, but I think it's just in my way. And I don't really reference it, so it's just distracting me. So we get rid of that. Did not go to the gym today. Body needs a break. Actually, that's a lie. It's because I spent all night working on YouTube thumbnails. So if you like my thumbnail, please give me a like. I usually go to bed way earlier than 11 o'clock. So I did not get up at 4:30 to go to the gym. Since we got nothing going on here, we could talk about some of the numbers here. Yesterday, these are not the numbers that I got or traded, but these being worse, that's fine. But like Friday's a good example. The initial, our first position was a loss, and then we can go back in and trade the next gap, and the next one yielded 197 points, and we stacked that with another 135 points, and the fourth trade was 84. So a total of 361 and an RR of 6.5. But I didn't post that trade because I just didn't even, I didn't follow my rules, and my rules would have got me in on that trade, and instead I fell for, thinking it was an ICT consolidation here on the 1 minute. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, I thought we were going to do like an ICT power 3 through here. We were like coming down, and then I thought we were going to manipulate and go back up because we've been in this downtrend for so long. And if I just listened to my rules, I would have been in that trade, but I missed it. So just trade the gaps. That's it. Come up with your own system, but we basically just trade every gap after 9:30 to 11 until we find the right direction. Actually, we're only allowed 2 losses. So don't trade every gap. So we got this consolidation happening here, which is always fun. I don't know if we're just trying to get below this low here and then shoot up, but like I said, I got a bullish bias for 19,602, which is the bottom of the weekly candle. Last week's prior candle. Not last week, but the week before that. So we're looking for an overlap. So my wife's out of town. She's visiting a friend in the Kootenays in Nelson. And so what is it? Tuesday. I'm out on my own. I'm out of eggs. I'm out of oat milk. I got basically no food in the fridge. So everything's going great. 4 more days to go. At this rate, this is going to be a long video, guys. Let's see what the stocks are doing. What's going on here? I'm not signing in. That's just not happening. Okay, are we finally going to push out of this range? I don't know. It looks dangerous. No. That gap is too small. I swear it's like it's just too obvious for us to go up to 19,602 to close in the weekly range, or sorry, overlap that weekly candle. That they're just gonna chop us here, bait us into making bad decisions. But if we do get up there, we are almost at 19,400. That's 200 points away. $225 right now. If we can get into a long down here, man, that's going to be a monster trade for today. I should come up with a new rule. If we're in a consolidation like this from the open, it's almost like you should take the second FVG once we break out of this range. It's got to be obvious that we're leaving. And that would reduce losses for sure. We got non-farm payroll on Friday, so I think it's going to be a wild week. Having a little bit more patience. But then I can't test the strategy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. We do have a fair value gap forming here on the 5-minute. But I have a feeling we're just going to chop around in here. Flynn's having a dream. Okay. We'll get ready to trade. I want to be below this fair value gap though. Okay, we're in. We got our first position on. We've kind of traded up into, you know, this area here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a long morning. But you know, usually when I say that, all of a sudden we just like take off like a rocket up to our objective here. I do think we're going lower for the rest of the week though. Once we hit 19,602, I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be one of those weeks. So yeah, I'm looking at this 5-minute fair value gap here. I wouldn't be surprised if we came back all the way down to it, and that's why I put my stop there. I'm willing to take that extra bit of risk until we leave out of this range, but so far we're also respecting this other little gap here, which is making me feel better for the moment. I would hate to see a close below that, but it's so small that it's totally possible. I think if we came below this one, then we start sweating. But like I said, this 5-minute one is also scary. But it is what it is. We'll get rid of this range now. So the first 5-minute, the first presented fair value gap is actually this one on the 5-minute, but our first presented fair value gap of the day is this guy right here. We'll see if it starts coming below this, the wick of this one. So normally my stop would be right about here, 93. I'm curious to see if this stop would get hit. Super slow moving market today. But I did something big yesterday, guys. I sold a huge position in MSTY, which was my MicroStrategy income play for yield max. I sold 670 or 684 shares, something like that. And the price is still flat from where I sold it yesterday, which is fine by me. Like I said, I think once we hit 602, we're going down for the rest of the week. This one's probably a good trade to note when you have price just consolidating for a nice long time. It's probably easy to be patient and wait for your setup here. You know, if I wanted to go long, it looks like I could have really waited for this 5-minute fair value gap to get tapped into. But my stop would have been hit if I put it where I wanted to, or I normally would. Now we'll see if we blast through this 5-minute fair value gap, and if I am really wrong and offside, then I lost more money than I should have. But I feel like we're going to get a bounce here. And I'm tempted to add another position here. Okay. That's a learning experience. Don't risk more than you're supposed to. We went right back to the opening price. Did I really just miss that by a tick? Are you going to turn around on me? Oh. Man. You have to just laugh. You gotta just laugh. What do you guys think? Is that a perfect fib? There's the 61. Jeez. Still have a long bias here. Waiting for another gap patiently. I really just want to enter the trade right here. I feel like we're going to make a big gap here. We're going to double invert this one, the first one, and we just came down to this 5-minute one, and we're going to be off to the races for the rest of the morning. But we're going to wait 28 seconds for this to come true in here. 6 seconds. Took it. Oh, come on. Whatever, dude. Oh my god. Did you see that? That one split second that I didn't wait. And this 7 o'clock. Do we have news? What is going on here? ISM manufacturing at 10. No wonder. This is why you gotta check the news every day. I'm supposed to shut everything off right now. That's it. 2 losses. That's the rules. And I really don't want to do that right now. I really want to put another trade on because I believe we're going long. No, we're gonna spread. We're gonna update the spreadsheet. With our losses. So I got in here and I put my stop loss. Where was that stop loss? It was at the opening price. So what was that? 73 points. Tuesday. Minus 73 points. And then my second one, I entered a long. Right here. And my stop loss was, it doesn't seem right. Where was it? Let's check the history. $380. $380, and I bought at $427. Show me the price. Yo. $427. So minus 48. Okay. Which brings our strategy to 183 days, 64 wins. Sorry, 64 days, 183 trades, 115 wins, 68 losses, 62.8% win-loss ratio, 54.63, 85 points per day, still a 4.5 win-loss ratio on our winning trades. And that's it, guys. Those are the rules. We out. Enjoy the rest of your day.